You basically saw a knife that you thought you could get out of Walmart.
Yes, sir.
And then you took a picture of that knife.
Yes, sir.
And you sent that to the defendant.
Yes, sir.
To make sure that he approved of that knife.
That is correct.
And he did, ultimately.
Yes.
What he's waiting on an answer for is how you're going to be dressed when he gets there to kill your mom.
Yes, sir.
And you eventually answer him there at 10 that you'll be in a nightgown with painted pink nails and lip gloss, right?
Yes, sir.
And then he says to you, okay, but when he gets you from the bathroom, I suggest you are naked when he sees you after the deed.
Hello and welcome to Influencer Police, a place where we expose the lies, the cheating, and the dirty ways of these filthy influencers. Today's suspect, Gypsy Rose. This is Chief Coconut, and today I'm going solo. So I really want to talk about this Gypsy Rose thing. Now, I really actually don't want to talk about it. I'm actually sick and tired of hearing about this woman, and the over obsession and fangirling of this woman, one, is concerning on like so many levels. Two is frightening, and three is sickening. Now, let's just start out with who is Gypsy Rose and why do people give a fuck?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has been released from prison 3 years early after serving time for persuading her online boyfriend to murder her mother, who had abused her and forced her to fake serious illness. Gypsy Rose's case became famous after reports surfaced that her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, had kept Gypsy prisoner, forcing her to use a wheelchair and a feeding tube and making her pretend for years that she was suffering from illnesses like leukemia and muscular dystrophy. She even had Gypsy convinced that she was sick. Turns out Gypsy was perfectly healthy all along. Her mother had Munchausen syndrome by proxy, a psychological disorder and form of child abuse in which parents seek sympathy through the exaggerated or made-up illnesses of their children. Through this scheme, they were able to receive charitable donations, a trip to Disney World, and even a home. According to Gypsy's attorney, Dee Dee was able to dupe doctors by telling them Gypsy's medical records were lost in Hurricane Katrina, and if they asked too many questions, she'd just find another doctor. She'd also shave Gypsy's head to back up her story. Gypsy testified that she slowly began to realize that she wasn't as sick as her mom said. Eventually, Gypsy Rose convinced her online boyfriend Nicholas Gottajohn to kill her mother while she hid in the bathroom. I talked him into it. In 2016, she took a plea deal where she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
So this woman had a horrible, disgusting childhood because of her evil mother. This mother had some crazy shit going on in her brain, allegedly. Maybe not allegedly, I don't fucking know. But this woman was, in my opinion, evil and really messed up in the head. Now, did she have love for her daughter? Probably. But she was so sick in the head, I'm going to assume, that the sickness just took over her. But basically, she would like pretend and make up sicknesses for her daughter, and basically like telling her daughter and doctors that this child is like terminally ill and like suffers all these illnesses, literally having this poor child go through unnecessary surgeries that she didn't need. Literally, I believe saying she literally had cancer and just like crazy shit. I even heard that there's allegations that she made Gypsy like put something in her mouth so she would be like constantly drooling. Okay, that's the word. Drooling. Bring her to a doctor and then diagnose that she needs like some kind of glands taken out of her like throat and mouth. So apparently Gypsy has to like like clear her throat a lot because like she's like missing like saliva glands or something. Like literally the extent that this mother went through to like fuck her poor child is absolutely beyond disturbing and mental. Now, me and a lot of other people were just like, okay, so the mother's a psychopath. In my opinion, the mother's a psychopath. But what the fuck is going on with the doctors that did these procedures? Like, something is like not adding up here. Like, okay, some doctors are literally corrupt and money hungry and like will want to do the surgeries because they like want money and shit like that. But this is like a whole other level, because in my opinion, it's like, okay, so the mom was like taking this actually perfectly fine child, making up all this shit that she's like terminally ill. But wouldn't the doctors test the child and like put her through like physical exams and like mental exams and stuff like that, and then realize that this child is fine and doesn't need all these unnecessary surgeries and all this shit? I'm pretty sure that this mother even put this child on like a breathing tube at one point, or like literally like a tube that she had to be like force fed through like a tube. Like, the lengths that this mother went through is really, 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 really fucked up in the head. And it pushed this woman, I believe she was 21 at the time, to convince her then boyfriend, who some are claiming is on some kind of spectrum, I don't fucking know, but I'm gonna get into that man in a second. But she apparently convinced her then boyfriend, who was like long distance and shit like that, to come to her house one night and unalive the mother while she hid in the bathroom and covered her ears.
You could hear your mom, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you heard her scream,
Yes, sir.
and she screamed your name.
Yes, sir.
And once you were cleaning up afterwards, he wanted you to help clean up blood, right?
Yes, sir.
And he wanted you to clean naked,
Yes, sir.
because that kind of turned him on.
Yes, sir.
Now, this, like, researching this topic for this video literally made me sick to my stomach, and I'm feeling it now. Just the thought of like all that taking place, I literally had to like just like literally take a moment and just not even think about it, because the thought of just this whole scenario is actually sickening. It's really, really twisted in every single way. And you know, it's like, I don't blame Gypsy for like wanting to be free of this torture, because it was torture, but there's just ethical ways to go about something like this. And the way that they handled it was anything but morally right, ethical. And it's like, yes, the mother was evil and torturing her daughter and fucked up in the head, in my opinion. But still, like, to take someone's life and the way that it happened is just, it's just not the answer. It's really messed up. It's nothing to be glorified. It's nothing to be fangirling over. In my opinion, they should have taken the proper steps, you know, contact the authorities, run away, like, just have your boyfriend, like, you know, help you escape and then go to the authorities and do what needs to be done. But to do what they did is just absolutely disgusting and disturbing to my core. And it really, like, makes me sick to my stomach. So this Gypsy woman, yes, convinces her boyfriend to come over and unalive the mom by stabbing the mother 17 times, apparently getting down to like neck and her like bone, like some crazy shit, like. And apparently the whole time the mother was screaming for Gypsy, screaming her name, and this boyfriend like just kept going.
When you're stabbing Dee, where is she at?
She's on her stomach.
On her stomach where? On the floor, in the bathtub, or somewhere different?
On her, on the, oh my gosh, I got it in my mind. Where, she was on the bed. Her bed.
Her bed. In her bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. So was she sleeping on her stomach, or just laying there watching TV, or?
Sleeping on her stomach.
She hollered for Gypsy.
Yes.
Did she holler for Gypsy once, twice, 5 times?
3 times.
3 times? And what was she saying? Can you tell me how she said it?
She pretty much yelped it.
Yelped it?
It's like,
Gypsy. Okay.
yeah, she was loud.
And what did you do when she did that?
It didn't stop me from keep on going.
Okay. You just kept stabbing her?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just the details are absolutely horrendous. And really, really disturbing. Like, I actually feel like throwing up right now, but it's just gross. So Gypsy and her boyfriend like were plotting this, texting this. The boyfriend made Gypsy go into a Walmart and steal some like big ass knife. They even sent pictures like, is this knife good enough to like unalive my mom? Like, and the boyfriend's like, yep, that should do the trick. Like, also go get some rope and go get some tape and a taser. So in hopes to like muffle her mom's screams and like tase her so to the point where she was helpless and couldn't defend herself. I mean, it's like really fucked up. And like even like getting gloves to wear and just like all this fucking shit, having like a story if the cops found them. And
Knew that the defendant had researched knives online.
Correct.
And at first, he actually wanted you to get like a big machete type knife.
Yes.
But you didn't think that would be a lot harder to probably wheel out of Walmart, is that right?
That is correct.
So, although he wanted the big machete, you basically saw a knife that you thought you could get out of Walmart.
Yes, sir.
And then you took a picture of that knife
Yes, sir.
and you sent that to the defendant
Yes, sir.
to make sure that he approved of that knife.
That is correct.
And he did, ultimately.
Yes.
He also wanted tape and a taser, correct?
Yes.
And he wanted you to get those items for him.
Yes.
You apologized to him that you were not able to get the taser.
Yes, sir.
And for him, the tape was so that he was going to be able to muffle your mom.
That is correct.
And the taser was to basically keep her from fighting back. Is that right?
That is correct.
the boyfriend was really messed up in the head, to the point where after he unalived the mother, his wishes were to R-word the mother after unaliving her. That is what this man wanted to do. And Gypsy's like, okay, no, that's too far. Just R-word me. That is literally what happened. This is the conversation.
When the defendant agreed to kill your mom, at some point he told you that he also wanted her.
Yes, sir.
You did not want the defendant to correct?
Yes.
And when he asked you about your mother, you actually talked him out of it, right?
Yes.
And you did so by offering the alternative that he would be able to you after the murder, correct?
That's correct.
And to make it even worse, this boyfriend told Gypsy to be in the bathroom waiting for him while he unalived her mom naked and waiting for him to come in and R-word her, and also wanted her to help him clean up the blood.
And before he got to your house, he wanted to make sure that you were wearing something that he approved of. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
He says that he expects you to look like his woman should, and he suggests red fingernail polish, correct?
Yes, sir.
Like, he wanted you to wear red lipstick, and you didn't have any of that.
That is correct.
And that's, I think, where you settled on pink lip gloss.
Yes.
Okay. Waiting on an answer for is how you're going to be dressed when he gets there to kill your mom.
Yes, sir.
That you'll be in a nightgown with painted pink nails and lip gloss, right?
Yes, sir.
And then he says to you, okay, but when he gets you from the bathroom, I suggest you are naked when he sees you after the deed. You see that?
Yes, sir.
I'm just like, you really can't make this shit up. Like, it's just so twisted and like messed up. And it's just like, this is what people are getting so crazy and fangirling over. It's like, yeah, I'm sure, like, okay, yes, like, it's good that she's free of, like, the torture, and the mom was seriously, like, messed up in the head, in my opinion. But that doesn't really excuse what happened. That doesn't make up for the absolute disgustingness that also went on. So then after this all happens, they try to run away together and shit like that. And I don't even fucking know, nor do I fucking care. They got caught and they got arrested. So Gypsy got sentenced to like 10 years in prison. And then I think she only served like 7 and just got out on the 20th of December 2023 this year. And her, in my opinion, crazy, unhinged ex-boyfriend is serving life. And I believe he tried to change his sentencing and get out like sooner. And the court's just like, no. Like, you're staying in there, dude. And I'm gonna have to agree on that sentence because that man seems really, really unhinged. Just like watching his like interviews about the whole situation and like what he says and even like recent things that he says, I'm just like, okay, like this man like really is off his rocker and unhinged and probably a threat to society. Like anyone who would do this obviously is like mentally deranged and disturbed. And then carrying it out and doing it, it's just like, yeah, like you're locked up, dude.
I would have done it again. I might have done it differently, but I would have done it again.
And in my opinion, this is probably like an unpopular opinion, but I think that Gypsy got off easy. Like, this was her plan and wishes and her desires. She did not carry it out herself, but without her, the mom would be alive. Was the mom incredibly evil and deserved to be locked up for probably life? Yeah. Should she have been brutally murdered by Gypsy's boyfriend? No. That's just taking things like to another level that like, are people not like processing this? Like, have people just watched too many horror movies? They're desensitized to unaliving someone. I'm just like, this just seems way too crazy. So Gypsy gets out of prison finally, and while in prison, she apparently went through like 2 different guys. She was engaged to someone in like 2018, I believe, and then recently got like married to someone else. And this man that she got married to in prison had a prison wedding. Apparently, allegedly looks just like the mom, the deceased mom.
There is something up with Gypsy Rose Blanchard husband. Ryan could be Gypsy brother or Ryan could be DT brother. Watch this.
This man literally looks like the unalived mom, like twins. It's really, really bizarre. And just like, what is happening? And people are saying, is this dude like her brother or like the mom's brother or like something? Like, is there some relation? Because this is like uncannily similar to like a disturbing degree. So I may think something's up with that. I'm not fucking sure, but in my opinion, her husband seems off his rocker too, but who fucking knows? That's just what people are saying. Another fucking thing. But I guess he's like, or was a special needs teacher and stuff like that. And he's just like a normal dude, I guess. And then the only reason that he hit her up was like him and like a friend made a bet. Like his friend would hit up some Tiger King dude and he would hit up Gypsy Rose. And it's just like, okay. And then they started talking and I guess fell in love and whatever, but it's just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't even give a fuck about that. It's just like very weird that he looks just like the mom. So another thing I wanted to talk about with this whole Gypsy Rose thing is she recently posted a comment about her husband. I guess like her husband's been getting hate and whatever. I mean, like he kind of has, like there's a bunch of videos about just people comparing him to like her mom and probably just being like, are you a good dude? Whatever. So she clapped back at the haters on an Instagram comment to someone or just an Instagram comment and said, Ryan, don't listen to the haters. I love you and you love me. We do not owe anyone anything. Our family is who matters. If you get likes and good comments, great. If you get hate, then whatever, because they don't matter. I love you. Besides, they jealous because you are rocking my world every night. Yeah, I said it. The D is fire. Happy wife, happy life. Oh gosh. So then he replies, who said I gave a damn about what these jealous people say anyway? Haha. Now come get it, baby. Gross comes to mind. Gross, TMI, like really, really fucking gross. Like, please don't put that image into my brain ever. And just like classless and gross. That is my thoughts on that one. It kind of just, I think, shows the maturity level. Like, she's just like, doesn't seem that mature. But I just think it's gross and like classless. It's just gross. It's weird. I don't really have that much to say about it. I'm just like, okay. Is that really necessary? It's just disgusting. It's gross. I'm sorry, but it's just really like vulgar and like weird and like unnecessary. Just like, ew. But what's really, really weird and concerning is just like the absolute fangirling that is going on over this woman. It's just like, she literally now has over 6 million followers on like her Instagram, and like I'm sure other platforms have millions too. And I understand like wanting to hear her story, wanting to hear her time in prison, wanting to know like all of that and supporting her freedom, I guess, in a sense. But it's just like, to glorify this woman and fangirl over her, I think is taking things to like a really unhealthy level and just really weird to me. And I'm kind of just like really concerned for society at this point. I mean, people are literally like harassing this woman everywhere she goes and like asking for pictures, and she's like a celebrity now. It's really weird. It's like, yeah, we all feel bad for her childhood. It was messed up. Like, it's disgusting. The mom literally is sick in the head, in my opinion, and probably everyone else's opinion. But just like to glorify this woman who clearly has problems of her own, did something really, really fucked up, and literally plotted her own mother's unaliving, and then have her mom be brutally unalived, and then in hopes or plans to then have the unaliver come in and R-word her. I mean, it's just like, what the actual fuck? And it's like, yeah, obviously this mom was evil as shit and like, you know, messed up her daughter in like ways that no one could ever even imagine what this like person has gone through. But it doesn't change the fact that she plotted someone's unalivement. And just like the whole thing about it, it's just like really often weird and disturbing. And it's a hard subject to cover because it's like, yeah, like, of course, like we all want Gypsy's freedom, but I just wish that she went about it like the proper way. Like, go to the authorities, like escape, like get your boyfriend that was coming over to come like wisp you away and take you away and go to the fucking police. Go to the FBI. I don't fucking know, bitch. But like, tell like the authorities like run away. Like, not unalive someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I alone on an island with these thoughts? Or does anyone like fucking agree with me? Like, this is fucking bizarre behavior to fangirl over this woman. Like, yeah, like have your curiosities, you know, support her freedom in a way, but to glorify this woman and make her into a celebrity and to fangirl over her as to where she can't even like go watch like a Taylor Swift, like, I'm gonna say a Taylor Swift game, because that's basically what the Chiefs are. It's just a Taylor Swift game now. But to the fact that this woman can't even go see like a game, and like the state has to tell her, you know, you're making too much of a commotion and like you gotta leave. Y'all taking it too far. Like, y'all are taking it way too fucking far. And it's just like at this point in time, it's like, I guess she served her time, like she was sentenced, whatever. But at this point, it's just like, leave this girl alone, listen to her story, but just like, don't fangirl over her. Like, stop making her into this like celebrity fangirling thing. It's just like really weird. Really, really weird to me. Bizarre, concerning. I'm just like, what the actual fuck, dude? Really weird. Like, at this point, just leave this woman alone and like let her be. Now, probably one could argue like she is posting hella on social media. She kind of seems like she does want like attention. Is it to have people like, you know, learn about her story when she like puts things out? Probably like promos and shit like that. But, or is it like, does she really want to be a celebrity? Like, I don't fucking know, bitch. But I'm like, I don't think this person's a role model and like should be like glorified and like fangirled over. It's fucking crazy and weird. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I mean, am I like on an island like with these thoughts? Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on in society that all this is happening? Like, do you guys think that this is being taken way too far? Like, this really seems to be taken too far. Like, it really does. But let me know your thoughts and just what you think about this situation. Are you guys gonna like watch like her, whatever she like comes out with? And just let me know your guys' thoughts on this, and like be like so fucking for real, and like really think about what I said. Like really think about like what is going on here and like what happened. I'm gonna leave it there. But yeah, like talking about this even like just disturbs me. Like it just is disturbing. So I'm gonna go eat some cookies. There's a windstorm going on right now where I am. Literally the wind sounds like a fucking, like, what does it sound like? It sounds really like eerie and disturbing. It's like a crazy windstorm. I can like hear the wind, and where I'm from, like, we don't get fucking weather. So this is disturbing. I'm actually scared. But also I love it because I'm like, oh, some weather's nice. But yeah, so I'm dealing with a windstorm. I'm gonna eat some cookies and just like decompress. And I hope everyone has a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is when you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. Please subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subs. And please like this video to boost the algorithm. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.